Hello and welcome back. My name is Tobal and we're playing Surviving Mars Space Race DLC. Alright, so last episode we did send our shuttle back home to Earth. We are sitting at 25 colonists because we've had a birth. We have one Martian-born child on board. I'm not going to go too crazy yet and start dropping schools and things like that quite at this point. I would like to do that soon. But first, I want to bring a few more colonists on board. So what I'm going to do here is go ahead and drop a couple more, maybe a little tighter living conditions, right? So maybe dropping apartments. Apartments give us 24 residential space over 14. That'd be quite a bit. That's almost like getting all of the existing population into one building. Yeah, I kind of like that idea because we can fit a few more people in here. We'd also allow these people to work in the buildings, in the offices that are closest to them. What else could we do here? We could put... I know we want to wind up increasing our research workload, right? So we want to do another, at least three scientists here, so we can have more research coming. Because honestly, right now, our research output sucks. We are sitting... we've got a little bit more because we have a genius colonist, or maybe a couple. We've got the 2 explorers, which are, because of one of our abilities, we are getting science every time we have an explorer out and about. And so we have some research buildings. However, it's still not a ton because, as we keep going, we start getting higher and higher research costs. So we have to keep on top of that, that battle. So we are researching the domes that are bigger. We are researching, low G domes. I think I must have taken that out of the queue at some point. So I like the medium dome. I want to advance this tree so we can find the super large domes down the road. That's still a ways off, but that is my end goal, is to have a super large dome here. I don't know the actual footprint, but I hope that it can fit within this area and include this vista. If not, I'll probably put a whatever size winds up fitting here. I can't see how big a medium dome is, but all we need to do, I think, is just have the vista inside of the radius. So you can tell under the status that it says vista. Comfort of residences will be boosted. So we definitely want the vista. I think there's one up here too. So we could experiment with a couple different locations. While we're on this view, let's expand our scanning priorities. I'm trying to keep my mouse out of the screen here just to look on the ground without seeing the sector info. Lots of concrete, water, lots of resources still around. We could, I think we talked about this last episode, we could drop a drone hub up on this side of the world and put some autonomous metal extractors down, but we're not there yet. We still have quite a bit of surface metal that we can get with the use of our RC transport, which I'm going to do since it just finished its last mission. Can I include all of this? I think I can. I can grab all of these pieces of metal and have the transporter bring him back to the drop-off. Excellent. So we're building a new... Oh, that's another thing too. I'm completely almost out of our basic materials here. So we want to bring a lot more engineers this time around. A lot of engineers. Almost a full vessel of engineers and then a couple scientists. That might be the way to go. It might stress out our service industry. So we'll have to keep an eye on that and just play it by ear. I'm hoping to get a shuttle here, immediately turn around and send it home because we have plenty of fuel. Oh, you know what? I turned this off a while ago. I should turn it back on, huh? We'll do that, and as soon as that shuttle gets back, we'll send it back again with another load of colonists. We could go and buy a new rocket, but it does cost a pretty penny. It costs $3 billion to purchase a brand new rocket. So for the moment, we're going to have to stick with sending in a passenger rocket. I am going to send a supply pod because I don't want to have to fight with the lack of... Oh, we can't afford... That's right, each of these costs, a certain amount of money. I can't even afford to send a full supply pod. So I think I'm going to try to bring out new passengers ahead of time. Let's close everything down. I want to look at only the engineers... And there's 5. There's enough for a full new shift. I want to look at the scientists. There's not quite enough of those, although there's 2 out of 3 means one of the scientists is being filtered from something else. I wonder if we should clear everything and then look at the scientist and engineer staff. We lost a lot of engineers there. Apparently there's a lot of them that were filtered out due to probably the bad traits. Lazy, that's fine. That's not a big deal. Oh, it automatically put them there. Okay, we want to manually control this. What am I looking at here? We only want to show... Is that what I want to do? I think so. I only want to look at, right now, I only want to look at scientists and engineers. And I want to manually go through the list. Composed alcoholic. You know, that's rough. Work performance lowered by 10. Can be caused by sanity breakdowns. I kind of feel like it's one of those situations where beggars can't be choosers. We need people to fill out our shifts. We need this to get better. So we're just going to have to take whatever we can and try to avoid the really, really bad traits. Let's try to avoid the alcoholic hypochondriac. I think I saw somebody who had a chronic condition. We don't want that. Fit survivor, perfect. Gamer rugged gambler, fine. Party animal, chronic, we don't want that. We'll take a glutton alcoholic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be 5. Is there anyone better than the glutton alcoholic? Party animal, chronic. We don't want the chronic for sure. Glutton alcoholic, chronic, and alcoholic hypochondriac. Is it better? Glutton increases the rations. I don't think that's too bad. So I think we can change our filters here. Let's include some botanists maybe, and go back to... I guess we'll just look at it manually. Okay, they're locked into place already. These botanists, this is just a workaholic gambler, no big deal. Idiot, we don't want an idiot as a botanist. A whiner, well, it's okay. I don't know if I want that one per se. Just gamblers okay. Party animals okay as well. So 3 more botanists, 5 more engineers, 3 more scientists. We have 1 more slot. Let's pick somebody with no specialization. A rugged nerd, sure thing. Sounds good. So we've got plenty of residences once we build our new apartments. It's going to give us a warning, so we're just going to click through that and say no problem. And our shuttle is on the way. Didn't cost us a penny. Hopefully this will be built. Oh gosh, you know what I didn't think about? Okay, phew, we're good. I didn't think to see if we even had the materials to build this apartment complex. We do. So this should be built as soon as the drones get over this way. Just in time, probably, for the new shuttle to land. So we should be all set there. I'm very excited to see this coming together. I haven't really filled out too many domes in my early Let's Plays of this game when I first started playing when it came out. So I'm very excited to see how much this map really fills up. And if you start to go really, really crazy with it. Okay, we're starting to lose a little bit of food. Can we see the production versus consumption? Why are we... Whoa, timeout. Timeout. Hard no there, boys. Why are we producing 0 food? Did it just not like... Oh, from the last soul. Okay. I think this takes more than 1 soul to grow. So that means that, yeah, it's not going to show up as production. This takes 4 souls. We eat 6 per soul. So this is definitely not enough to get us through the current, requirements, but that's okay. Our new staff, when they get here, should help us get through the food shortage. And we're going to harvest these on this or the next soul, so we should have enough food. And worst comes to worst, we'll reorder some folks.
Research complete.
We'll move some folks away from other jobs, maybe the factory jobs, and put them in the botany area. Okay, so Mars crowdfunding is complete. I think that was just an easy billion. Yeah, excellent. So we've got a little bit of a bonus here. Martian University can train people, I think, from not only those that were, that were born on Mars, but also folks with no specialization. So that's going to come later once we start building up the Martian-born population. That's so cool to think that in a couple generations there will be no Earth-born on Mars. They'll all be Martian-born. So we're just waiting for our... Yeah, that's no good. We're waiting for our shuttle to arrive. losing energy. We're losing quite a bit of power overnight. How's our batteries doing? They're okay. I think our batteries were maxed out. Again, the first shift always eats a good amount of our power. The afternoon shift is probably the best time because all of the solar panels are out and gathering energy, and we don't have that much demand inside the dome. So I think we're okay on power. I did see something recently. I was looking at Quill's playthrough on Surviving Mars. He's also doing Japan, and he ended up having a pretty fancy large wind turbine, and I think when I looked it up, it's actually from a DLC. It's kind of like a base expansion or design DLC. So I'm going to have a look at it. I don't know if I'm going to pick it up this late into the playthrough because we've already missed using some of the buildings, but I might. It just depends. I tend to pick up DLCs as I continue to play games because to me it extends the life of the game and it continues to support the developer, especially when they've had an excellent product. I don't mind doing that. So I tend to do it a lot with Paradox, some Paradox games. You know, they tend to go crazy on DLCs and expansions, which I don't always agree to, but something like, say, this Space Race for this, which is not necessarily Paradox, that's the publisher, but Stellaris, for example, just had the new expansion come out along with the 2.2 patch. Megacorp, I think, is the expansion, which adds a bunch of new features. 2.2, if you play Stellaris,
new colonists have
the
arrived.
2.2 update winds up making a ton of changes, which are super awesome. Okay, we have all of our new colonists arriving. Everybody, I think, has a home. Everyone's grumpy because there's no jobs. No problem, guys. Don't worry. We're going to... What are we short on? We're short on machine parts and electronics. So, we're going to shut this down. We're going to open this work shift. Holy crap, that's a lot of slots. And we already have the polymer factory open. Oh, I picked the wrong thing. We're going to open this work shift. Alright, now I'm just clicking too much. Let's click turn this off, okay? This should load up only engineers. Got it. This should load up anyone. I think I clicked so darn much that I just confused the whole game. The polymer factory does not have any workers. Who do we have that's unemployed? It's probably our... Yeah, wouldn't it be our engineers? Let's clear those out for a minute. I'll unpause it and see if they can kind of unfix or repair itself. I need to make this a priority, by the way. Clicking too many buttons all the time. Where are the engineers at? We've got one shift of 5 engineers here. We do have 10 engineers, correct? We do. I don't know why it's prioritizing these other folks. Let's put the next shift of science available. Let's put the next shift of botany available. Oh no, we can only do one shift. So this is as good as it's going to get. Wait, can you have 3 crops? I got so confused. Or maybe it's because we don't have a second crop chosen. Oh, now I just feel really silly that we could have had all these crops going at the same time. Let's put, let's kind of mix it up here. Let's do all of these just for fun. I think we'll also add in, let's add in the... Did we unlock the farm? We did unlock the farm. Let's unlock the farm and drop it down here. I think that'll be a nice little addition to our living area. I don't know how many that's going to use in terms of workers. That's funny. We don't have any electronics and we can't make any at all. Let me do this. Let me clean out, first off, the excess people here. Second, let's go to the shuttle, order a supply pod with enough parts, probably the last delivery we'll ever make. Okay, let's do this. At this point, we should be self-sufficient in terms of making our own goods once this gets repaired. So we have 5 engineers on shift 1. We have 5 engineers on shift 2, although we can have a ton more available. We have a couple people who are unemployed. I thought we counted for everyone. Although it looks like... Okay, so yeah, that's right. The botanists are kind of spread out. Okay. What about medics? How many medics do we have? We have 3 medics, and we have 1 on each shift, which is fine. Okay, this is good. This is good. We're fine on food. We just had that harvest. I feel a little silly for not... Right, I think this is going to cycle through these. I think is what it does. I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like they're only working one of these right now. Maybe they'll work it on the next shift. Okay, we'll see. We'll see about that one. Okay, speeding it up. Sorry about the delay. What are you up to? You're refueling and you're gathering the exports up, which is excellent. We want that money sent out. We've got our full geologists, right? I thought we had 4 geologists. We do have 4 geologists, so someone wasn't working there for a second. Okay. No big deal. Curious to see what this comes out to next Sol. Oh, it can't because it's missing electronics too. Man, we're just we're a little rough on parts here. Really need to be careful about what I'm building in case I'm, you know, being part of the problem and building too many things that requires replacing. I think we're going to start getting to the point where we have to be careful about that because we might cause some problems with having too many buildings that require certain amounts of maintenance. Okay, so the factory got fixed somehow. I don't know how that even got fixed without... Maybe it just performed at a really low rate. Either way, our shuttle has arrived. Our supply pod, I should say. Oh, yep, I didn't even think about that. When this thing landed, did you see how this jumped up? If you land any kind of a shuttle or a supply pod next to anything, really, it jumps up the maintenance of it immediately. So it looks like it popped the maintenance for both of these things that were nearby. That's my fault. I could have moved that far away. I was just definitely lazy about it. Either way, that should be okay now. This needs to be prioritized because we want this to be repaired as soon as possible as well. You're unemployed, but that's because we have not built the farm. We'll also prioritize this. We have tons of drones going crazy right now, so hopefully they can take care of that. I think I still am researching the... yeah, I'm still researching the thing for deconstructing buildings. Wasn't there something that increased the soil? Right, we want to run, I think we want to run soybean, wheat. I'm going to try that. I don't know how much this... Oh, it increases it by 10%. Let's run 3 iterations of soybeans. And... So what if we look at wheat? Does it tell us how bad it takes to... So what we could do is once we do an initial run of soybeans, it's going to increase the soil quality. So we run this 3 times up to 80%. We then run it 2 more times up to 100, and then we can do a cycle of, say, wheat, potatoes. What are clover crops? Did we just get that? Utility crops. Oh, we did. What do those do? These increase the soil quality by 40%. That's exactly what we need right now. We're only doing this for soil quality. Let's do that. We're gonna do cover crops for a 40% growth increase, or sorry, quality increase. We'll do another crop of soybeans for 100%. We'll do a run of wheat, and then we'll do something like wheat, potatoes, soybeans, and wheat, potatoes, soybeans. So that should always cycle the crop quality back up to 100%. And that way the quality never drops. We always get a nice variety of food. Right? That makes sense. That's exciting. Okay, awesome. I'm excited about that. Our shuttle's ready to go home. Go ahead and take off. Our research is fixed. Let's see how much we're doing per turn. Oh, I can't tell. Why can't I tell? Inactive work shift. I have to wait, I think, for a full day of them working to see how much research I'm getting. Okay, it looks like we got a new cycle of planetary anomalies on the surface. Did we already send our shuttle? We did. It's already gone, so we can't snag that in case we had an exploration mission. Alright, let's go take a look at those. This is a 6 crew, 10 crew, 6 drones. Okay, I do have to have that rocket on site. 7 crew, 9 and 6. I guess now we're starting to get to the point where we would be
Resources
a
are
little
low.
better off and be able to send a good amount of crew on one of those expeditions and not really hurt too badly. We probably steal a couple from each of the areas. Oh, that's right. We split this because we wound up putting a farm down. I think that's fine. I don't think it's gonna hurt our food production, especially now that we've got this running full time. Again, next shuttle will bring 3 more botanists, and then we'll be actually full up on botanists. We'll be good to go with them working all 3 of these cycles. We could bring in a night shift for... Now, I'm concerned because if we bring in a night shift and have them work it, they would need to get their social needs met at night, right? They would need to do that. Oh, that's another thing I'm not thinking about. Because these people have to get their services met when they come off work. These folks are working the second shift. So I wonder if they're going to get grumpy that they can't... they basically can't come off work and get their needs met. I think they make time for it. We'll have to maybe do a dedicated playthrough, not playthrough, but we'll spend a day watching one particular person to see where they go and what they do and see if they're getting all their needs met. So our shuttle is halfway back to Earth. We know we are low on resources. Are we still managing to consume and produce the same? Are we okay there? We could bring out another shift of another group of humans. I'm a little bit concerned though. That's going to start pushing the envelope when it comes to the services category. Or, you know what, to be fair, we only have 1 shift working. So maybe we bring in another batch of service industry workers and we open up the other shifts. That should be fine. And we should be able to stay ahead of the game on farming because we still have a farm and a hydroponic farm. And then we should also have the option to drop the outdoor fungal farm. I keep mentioning the arcology stuff. Recycles up to 70% of the water. We barely use much water though. We only use 6 water at the moment. I don't think that needs to be a concern. We are losing power. Our batteries are actually not filling back up overnight. So I'm going to drop down... We haven't researched the new power Stirling generator yet, so I have to drop down more of these bad boys. And I kind of like using solar panels because we have access to much more metal than we do machine parts. So let's keep using the metal for supplies. I also have a couple solar panels that I've not used. They're basically in standby. So I could turn some of those on. We'll see. We'll open all these up and we'll see how we do. I think our transport is still out getting stuff. Nope, he's done. Do we have any new... Nope, no anomalies to explore on our area. That's fine. You know something I wanted to do a while ago? Didn't we have... I think we were looking at this one. These are our mission goals. If we do 6 sensor towers, we get 15 drone prefabs. That would not be bad to have overall. Ooh, Mega Trigon Dome prefab. I think I missed that. That's pretty fancy. What's a deep scan? What is a deep scan? How do you deep scan? Is this something that you can do? We'll add the Stirling generator in here because we need to do a little bit different power. I mean, not have to per se, but I think the Stirling generator would help us make a lot more energy without using the same parts. I think this would use some different part, maybe polymer to repair. Martian-born adaptability. Martian-born colonists graduate faster in universities and have a higher chance to gain perks from schools. Cool. Awesome. We will get to a point where we are encouraging our colonists to have the babies, but at the moment we just want to survive and make sure we set up a thriving environment. Speeding the game up just a bit. Or are we already sped up? We're already at 3, okay. We sure are pushing the limit on these dumping sites.
Sector scanned. Research complete.
Hey, anomaly, and we
found.
completed the drone hub. I hate putting these here. I hope there's something later on that lets us turn all this waste into something else. Where was that anomaly at? Awesome. My brave explorer, off you go. More metals deposits. I'm going to have our transporter set up a trade route again to pick up the surface metal, take it back home. I think I will have to start looking into the idea of making a little outpost here, enough with its own power supply, its own. It's gonna need its own maintenance supply too. So that'll be interesting to try to figure out. What is a Maintenance is going to require 2 machine parts. So if we put these out here in the middle of nowhere, we're going to have to manually do a run of machine parts to fill up a storage unit perhaps every so often. Our batteries look like they are filling up. They were at like down to 200 before the last evening, so I think they are filling up during the day. Let's leave these things turned off so we don't quite use, you know, an absolute ton of metal for maintenance.
Anomaly
I'll turn this on just because I want these all to be together. Anomaly analyzed. Good.
Personal with Mars.
What? Oh, that was a rare earth, rare metals deposit. Wait, what is this? What is this symbol? A boost research production when in radius of a dome or research facility. Oh! Can we snag a microdrome? Oh no! Look how close that is. What about here? Oh, it doesn't matter. It's just out of range of getting a double stack on research. I wonder if they would stack. This is a 20%. Either way, this would not be a bad spot to have a couple domes because we've got so many rare metals here. And a vista, so we could put a dome, we could put the living dome here to include the vista. And then we really could decentralize it. We could just put 3 domes in this tight area and have enough for, you know, people to handle their services, their food, pretty much everything, and include a nice research site. Maybe have 1 dome dedicated to research. This could be kind of our research triangle park. And they could all live in a nice area that has a nice vista. I like that idea. I don't know how soon we can implement that, but it's fun to think about. Alright, so we're progressing along. I guess we could send up our next batch of intrepid explorers. How are we doing on production? We are over quota now. We are meeting demands.
Sector scanned. Anomaly found.
Found an anomaly. Where's our brave explorer at? Right above it? Come on down. Take a look at that. So, yeah, we could do that. I think we're about to unlock the new dome. I will probably wait and before we do anything and take a look at how big this new medium dome is, and then what we unlock behind that. You know, what comes after the dome, the medium dome engineering. If it's another dome, I don't think it would be. I think they'd put a couple more things, and maybe the large dome. Look how long this tree is. This is huge. I've not even encountered half of what is available here. So cool. So much to see in this game, I think. That's just, you know, we've barely scratched, quite literally scratched the surface of Mars in this Let's Play. So there's tons more things to do here. Oh wow, we are pumping that research out. We are up to 386 in research. So we're almost doing a 1,000 per turn, which I think is keeping up with, let's see, you start out at 100, right? We started out at 100 research per turn, and we were researching items that were roughly about 1,000 in research points. So we're almost doing 3 days of
There were
science.
no secrets to find near the anomaly site.
Celebrity applicant is available on Earth. Let's check that out. That's interesting. How do we... I think one of these would have a special trait. And it might have already put them on here. Let's filter this. Oh no, I've lost all my neat filters. Oh, I wish I could reset that. Aw, I was hoping I could set it back to the default way it was. Let's find that celebrity perk and just take a look at that person. I needed to, was it the top line? Was it the top person? Nope. Filter, nobody else except our celebrity. Ow, I did the age group wrong. I don't want that. I want the I want every other perk except celebrity blocked. Okay. Who is our celebrity here? Oh, it's all screwy. Celebrity. Oh, of course you have a chronic condition. Generates funding when you're at high comfort. You're a scientist. Maybe you'd be good. You generate funding. You might be good for this area out here, because we could really rely on this vista to make sure that your comfort level's boosted. Are any of these vistas better? No, they're all 10. They're all boost of 10. Should get the next level of research here in another couple days. I think this is the percentage where you're at in your current research. Yep. We're also way over on our energy quota. Although it looks like we still need to charge quite a bit during the day to make up for what we're losing at night. So I guess we're okay on what we've got. We'll just have to keep an eye on that and make sure it doesn't fall too low.
Sector scanned. Research complete.
I think I turned this off because we're pretty high on that. We scanned an anomaly and we unlocked the medium dome construction. Let's take a look what's after that. Compact passenger model. Ooh, passenger rockets can carry 10 more colonists. That would be really nice. In fact, I'm going to put that in front of the next couple things because we were just thinking about sending a new shuttle this way. We don't have any more breakthrough items here. Okay, let's take a look at this new dome. So this is the medium dome compared to the big dome. Definitely bigger. It looks like, what does it look like on the inside? Let's build it and then pause the game. We'll turn it off so we can't see too much. So it looks like it's got room for a spire. And it looks like the way it's laid out, it's got room for a couple of these different triangle features. And on the back, it looks like it's got a space. If you put a triangle anywhere, it's got a space for these connecting tunnels. So we should be able to make more connecting tunnels and have this be a little bit more efficient. You know, what we could do is even get greedy and we could replace all of our domes with medium domes. We'd have to do a little shuffling. It might wind up costing too much in the long run. Maybe that's a long-term thing. Now, what about this vista? Are you... Oh, yeah, you're able to fit this in, no problem. Although, we may even want to consider putting it... Oh, we can't. We could put a microdome there, dome there. I was trying to include the vista and... Oh, you could put it directly on top. I'm thinking for some reason that this vista is, you know, something you can't even get to. We could put it on top, and then it has access to the underground rare metals. However, there's quite a few deposits around, especially up here where there's a nice mix of signs. I think this will be the second area that we do an outpost at. It's just got that really good balance. Okay, so we've got the medium dome. We are low on electronics again, so I think we're going to have to expand our engineering fleet with the next shuttle that comes out. So another 5 engineers probably. Beyond that, I think we're okay. What are you using? You're just using... Oh, you have to use rare metals to get that. How are we doing on the stockpile of rare metals here? Oh, still plenty. Still tons. We could honestly bring 5 plus 4. We could bring 9 engineers on the next shuttle, because we're getting 10 more slots with that research. So we could bring 9 engineers. We'd have plenty of room to bring another batch of generic, no specialization workers. We also might want to think about bringing security. We could kind of head off any troubles early and bring security to the station, to the colony, to head off any troubles. Yeah, that might be a decent option. Man, everything's so close on high on the maintenance levels. I'm concerned that we're overloading or we don't have enough, but I think we're okay in terms of what you need to fix everything. Everything seems like, you know, it's constantly needing maintenance. But we're still high on metal. We're still fine on concrete. This is the morning shift, so we're going down a little bit on power. But I think it makes it up during the day. Let's turn some of these back on. Alrighty, and what about you? Are any of these high grade? Really, really high grade. You're high grade metal. It might be nice to have a little section down here, like one drone hub could probably service both of these areas, and then we could set up a trade route here between our transport and this storage area, so we could get some metals and concrete and send them back home. Decisions. So we are waiting on the research for the increase in passenger capacity. I think our citizens, you know, I haven't really checked on our citizens overall, our colonists rather. We do have them split, right? We've got 27 in this hab and 12 in this hab. So did the engineers relocate? I think they did. Anyone who's working in this dome seems to be living in this apartment complex, although I think we're short a botanist and a couple scientists. It would make sense though that they max out on these comfortable residences, because what does this do? This provides a comfort of 50. This provides a comfort of 35. So even if they're working in a different dome, they still get an extra 5 comfort from living in the super comfortable living complex. So it would make sense that they prioritize this even if they work over here. What else can we include here that we don't have already? We've got a bunch of the services that are targeted for children. We could put a casino complex here. Do we want to do that? It requires more electronics maintenance, which we're already kind of at the close, you know, it's kind of the danger zone in terms of kind of like how many electronics are used for repair. Now, we'll have to take a look. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and stop the video here, put a cut in here for this episode, and we'll keep an eye on things. I might go ahead and speed up progress until the next item is researched, when we're going to be sending another batch of colonists from Earth to Mars. What else are we working on? We are not working at the polymer factory at all. We are working at the machine part factory, so we might want to turn that off and switch these up for a bit. We may even want to poach someone from the polymer factory and have them work at the electronics factory. We'll leave that slot open. I think we'll just do this. We'll make this high priority because we definitely do need more electronics right now than anything else. I do like that this gives you a balance of what your usage is per soul, right? So it's estimating each soul what's actually used versus what's produced. So I think that's a good estimate of what you're going to run into and what you're going to need. Okay, so thank you again for joining me for this episode of Surviving Mars with the Space Race DLC. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, thank you for watching. I hope to see you again.